say, please type di ruangan chat. I will read through and then we will discuss it in the sessions, yeah. Okay, so boleh nampak saya punya teaching schedule, ya?
Boleh, Doktor.
Ruangan chat tu atau boleh chat? Okay, right, great. Okay, so this the class teaching schedule ataupun our plan lah, my plan throughout this semester. So we have 2 classes actually. We have one in Tuesday and then one in Friday. Both are online. Tapi as we have discussed just now, our Friday sessions will be your own study time where I will provide all the materials is either video or any assignment or readings so that you can do by yourselves. So we have one only sessions bersemuka online on Tuesday. Okay. Ataupun if we want to change time by time, tak ada masalah, we will discuss it over in the class, yeah. Okay, so basically if you look, I have uploaded this material in your Putra Plus. So if you look at that, kalau you nampak ada quiz yang kuning-kuning tu, means that you have to make sure that you check in your Putra Plus, you answer all the questions of the quizzes that I've provided. Okay, so tak semua minggu, not all weeks that I provide quiz, yeah. Okay, the quiz is actually the quiz assignment is meant for your assessment assignment yang akan membawa I guess 60% of your marks. Okay, so it's just a simple questions. Nanti you just answer in the Putra Plus system that will capture your marks automatically. Okay. Alright, so di mana whenever that I've stated quiz 2, quiz 1 in each week tu, you have to make sure that you fulfill that. Yeah, not every week that we have assignment. Yeah, in total the assignment will bring about 60% of your marks. Kejap lagi we will look at that. I'm not so sure 60% or 40%. Okay, so we have a few classes with other lecturers. For example, we have this Associate Professor Dr. Emilia and Dr. Niza. And also we have Dr. Kamigam at the end. And also we will provide you some videos from time to time lah. Right. So for the whole semester, we will use the link that I provided you in the Putra Plus, the same link. I'm not going to change the link. So we will stick only to one link. So you can just click to that link, save it in your in your diary or in your computer so that it will repeat again for the next week. And then we have test 1 on the 4th week, yang ini on Friday. For the time being, the test will be conducted via online Putra Plus. But if there is any changes by the university, for example, they need you to come back, I'm not so sure what will happen next. So if it's so, then we will discuss it over and how we want to conduct the test. Yeah. So the test 1 will be like 20% of your total marks. So basically, my test is open book questions, not too difficult, just a simple question. So everyone will get A's, possibility to get A's. Yeah. But from time the A's percentage will reduce accordingly to whatever that you learn, yeah, throughout the process. But the first for everyone is already A. Semua orang dapat A dah. Okay, but from time to time tu dia menyusut lah sikit. Alright, okay, so we have test 1. Please put it in your calendar. Don't miss it. On my online test will be a very long time or long day lah, maksudnya I will provide like 1 day for you to complete all the questions. So it will be not stressful for you guys to do the online test. Yeah, it will be open book questions, but you have to understand when it's open book, then it's not so simple questions lah, because they're open book kan. If it's not open book tu mungkin kita akan slightly mudahkan sikit, tapi kalau open book it's more like an applications for you. Yeah, okay. Alright, so these references, you can find the books. You also can find any books, related books, e-books or anything. So you can use that for the reference. This is the details of myself. You can WhatsApp me through my numbers, or you can email me through my email. Okay. All right. So next ialah assessment. Can you see my Word document? Okay. All right.
Boleh lah.
Thank you very much. So kita ada assessment. We have test 1 is a 20%. We have continuous assessment, which is assignment, quiz, presentation is 40%. And we have this final assessment is 40%. Okay. So dalam test 1, I will provide part A and part B. Part A is multiple choice questions. Part B is short answer questions ataupun essay. So the topics, only selected topics, I will highlight it during classes. And then similar to final exam, we have 2 parts. Part A is multiple choice questions and part B is essay questions. And then for the continuous assessment, I will provide you with quizzes, with assignment, or anything that related to the topic. Yeah. And overall, we
Doctor, I cannot see the document assessment.
Oh, you cannot see the
Assessment document that you said just now.
Okay, alright, okay, kejap. I'll try to share it again. Yeah. Okay, can you see now?
Okay.
Yes, doctor, can.
Alright, thank you very much. Doctor, I cannot see the word. Oh, okay, sorry Farhana, baru nampak. Okay, this is what I'm telling you. The assessment for you guys, we have test 1, 20%. We have this continuous assessment, which is assignment and presentation, 40%. And then we have this final assessment, 40%. Okay. So dalam test 1, in your test 1, I will provide part A and part B. Part A is multiple choice questions and part B is a short answer questions or essay. Yeah. Similar to final questions, which is this, we have 2 parts, part A and also part B. The marks is given here. So if final is 40%. And then we have this continuous assessment. I will provide you with quizzes, assignments, or anything related to the topics. So this is throughout the semester. And then where you can find all these quizzes in your teaching schedule just now. If you notice the yellow font that I provide you is where you have to focus, means that you have to double check whether you have answered the questions for that week or not. Yeah. So because it will bring the total marks of 40%. Okay. And then basically semua activity, what all the activity is to achieve this course outcome lah. Yeah. So basically we need you to apply the knowledge and organize the training emergency actions, propose and describe accident hazard and preventive measures, designing and implementing program for strategies for managing workplace accident. So don't be scared of the topics. I will make it simple for you. I will try to make you understand the topic better, right? Okay, all right. So, okay. Any questions about the assessment? Oh, kedatangan means 80%. Tapi for online is will be like 100%, kan, tak ada masalah. So do you have any questions that you want to ask? If not, then can I start with my lecture, the first lecture?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doktor.
Okay, great.
Doktor,
Okay.
attendance nak tanda kat mana, doktor?
Apa dia?
Attendance nak tanda kat mana?
Okay, attendance nak tanda kat mana Saya because usually saya tak collect attendance, but okay, never mind. I will pass the document to your class representative and all of you can sign the document, yeah? Or I will provide you with the link later. Boleh?
Boleh, doktor.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for reminding me. Okay, now we can go to the slides. Okay, what you expect from this class? Apa yang you harapkan? Can you write in the chat box what you expect from this class? What you want to learn? Or do you expect more simple, apa-apalah, whatever. More simple class, less assignment, whatsoever. So can I have that in ruangan chat? Boleh tak? Anyone? What you expect from this class? What you want to learn? What you want me to do? What you want to have during the sessions? Do you need more discussions with your friends? Ataupun you need to do your own study? Ada sesiapa yang boleh type dekat ruangan chat? Ke semua orang macam first day, first class? Oh lah, tak ada orang respon ke? Can you respond guys? Come on.
Ada doktor.
Ada. Okay. Mana dia? Tak ada pun saya tak nampak. Ada
Dekat chat.
Dekat chat box tu.
Okay, sekejap. Okay, right. Sekejap saya tengok. Oh, ada. Okay. Less stress, simple quiz by Farhana. Okay. Simple quiz boleh. Less stress, insyaAllah. Amirul Hadi, maybe more practical because the subject is about safety, right? Okay, boleh. Practical I will think of it, Amirul. Nanti I will ask you guys to suggest as well, activity. Compact and easily to be understand for the slides. Fatin kata, boleh no problem. Muhammad, interesting course but a bit hard. Oh, Allah. No, belum lagi. It's not that hard. Don't worry. I will make it simple. Ashma kata, role of us in occupational health. Okay, alright. Nur Hairina, I would like to know the real experience that had happened in the industry. Okay, I will tell you more story. And then again, okay, what kind of activity that you want to do during online classes ni or for this class? What kind of activity that you can suggest? Kahoot, okay. Alright, Kahoot, okay. Ramai suka Kahoot ya. Okay, alright. Nanti next time saya buat Kahoot. Okay, next lagi. Selain daripada itu, what else? What you like in the class? Kahoot lagi. More engagement and interesting topic delivery, breakout room or discussion, breakout session sometimes. Okay, all right, no problem. Breakout room, okay. Next, lagi. Tadi Amirul, you suggest physical activity kan? Can you suggest something?
Suggest something
in
Yeah.
as a apa tu, human resource ataupun human capital executive in a company.
Cari hazard doktor.
Oh, cari
Hazard.
hazard. Okay. Doctor, I want to ask that we already take 3 class on EOH. Is that we can get certificate for safety officer? Allah, tak boleh. I'm so sorry, Muhammad Amar. You can't get certificate for safety officer, but you can go to NIOSH and take the training for the certificate lah. It may cost you about 3,000 ringgit, and then the sessions will be like maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then you have to pass the exam, and then only you can get the cert for the safety officer. Okay, then once you get the cert, then you can be the safety officer in any company or any construction sites. So any places lah. So that will be not a problem. But by just taking 3 class or EOH, you cannot get the certificate. I'm so sorry. Okay, all right. Okay, anyone? Ada lagi? Ada session? Ada lagi nak komen? Breakout session. Okay, nanti next kita akan buat activity. I will try my best to deliver as fun as possible lah. Okay, so kita ada short class saja hari ini, sikit saja, just nak give you some introductions on occupational safety ataupun occupational health. I guess most of you are aware of this topic already kan? Dah pernah attend kelas Dr. Megam kan? Dah pernah attend kelas-kelas lain, right? So previously, you what classes that you take and with who? Dr. Megam?
Dr. Eng.
Dr. Eng, Dr. Megam. Another class?
I think only 2 doctor. Only 2 class.
Okay, so this is the third class lah.
Yes.
Okay, alright. Okay, thank you very much. So why is it so important for your executive in human capital to understand the safety, because it's a part of the company. Safety and health is one important aspect. Yeah. So okay, dalam minggu ni we will cover 2 topics, which is to discuss the concept of occupational safety and health. I think most of you are aware, so not really a problem. I just have to remind you again saja. And then the next one is to discuss the major occupational hazard. So this one, the occupational hazard, I will give you a video on Friday, okay? And then the quiz also on Friday. So you will have, I will give you some times until the end of the semester to answer the question. So you take your own sweet time to answer that before the final exam, so that I can collect the marks. Okay, so the first questions that we want to ask, why we work? Kenapa kita kena bekerja? Why we have to work? Because we want money. Is it? You can type that.
Yes.
You want one. Lagi apa? Why we have
To
to work?
survive.
Survive. Okay. Any more? Any more comments? Why we have to work? Do you think that work will define you as a human? Why we have to work? We have to find money, of course. Lagi? Actually, what I want to relate here is the dimensions of wellness ataupun kesejahteraan. So in one, to gain experience, Amirul Hadi, oh lama, to fulfill the commitment in life. Okay, Siti Rahia. Amirul Hadi kata to gain experience, that is correct. Okay. So one aspect dalam dimensions of wellness adalah occupational, is occupational. So in this slide, it shows you the 8 dimensions of wellness ataupun kesejahteraan. As human, we want something, we want to be fulfilling ataupun to fulfill this 8 dimension. The first one, of course, financial. We want to be financial freedom, for example. I think most of you, youngsters ni, we have now is the gig economy, where they don't need to work like 8 to 5. They just work like they are using their own sweet times to work. For example, they only work like 4 hours per day, for example, and then they provide enough money to support whatever that they have in their life. So we want some financial freedoms, right? So that is one part of it. The social, where we want to feel connected with people and with surrounding. And the emotional, environmental, we really need some good environments, intellectual, physical, and also occupational. So occupational is one part of the dimensions of wellness, kesejahteraan. So that occupational work, where we work, is actually define what we are, what we have in our life. It's very important where we will, it is a part of personal satisfaction. We will feel satisfied with our life, and enrichment derived from the works that we have done. So that is why we are working. But also, we also need to understand that the workers has the rights, their own rights. What are their rights? They need rights. They have the rights to be protected. They have the rights to have or to work in a place that is safe and also healthy working environment. Yeah. So they also need work that have possibility for personal achievement and self-fulfillment. Kan? So jadi, and then it also consists, should be consistent with the human dignity. So these are the rights of the workers that we have to fulfill as the company ataupun as those who are in the management. So these are the aspect that we need to taking care of our workers, because dalam human, dulu long time ago, previously they used the term human resource, but now I think I like the word human capital, because the human adalah capital, the where you invest, kan? If you have a very good human capital, it will produce more a very good output or outcome to your company. Yeah? And then we have also Robin's philosophy, where this is the foundations in occupational safety and health. He says that the responsibility to make sure a safe and healthy working environment, the responsibility lies to those who work, the workers, as well as the employers. those who create the risk, which is the employer, and then those who work with the risk, which is us lah, the workers. For example, if me, kalau saya, my company is UPM, so I also the responsibility to make sure that we have a safe working environment is not only UPM. It's not the responsibility UPM in total, but it also lies as tanggungjawab saya, my own responsibility as well. So what are your responsibility is to take care of yourself lah. So if you feel that it's not safe to do the work, so you can just you have to make sure that you not do it. So that is one aspect ataupun one important elements that you have to understand. Okay, another thing ialah in the workplace, we need a very good workplace that covers the 7 dimensions. So what are the 7 dimensions? It can be divided into 3 aspects, which is social, mental, and also physical. So in the workplace, we really need to have social well-being, ataupun we really need to feel belongings to the company. We want to be loved by our friends, by the management, kan? So jadi we want to have this belonging to the company. And also the work itself is very important for our mental. We really need some security, esteem, cognitive needs, our emotional well-being and also cognitive well-being being catered by the work. And also the physical. Physically, like we really need a place that provide physical fitness, physical comfort dan sebagainya. And then what are the effects ataupun impacts it will provide if you have achieved all this dimension? It can give good reputations to the company. It will improve the health and safety in your workplace. It will produce higher productivity, and also you have the healthy culture, and also financial saving. Financial saving means that you will reduce the cost for absenteeism, you will reduce the cost to cover absent employees. There are lots of more costs that you will reduce if you meet all of these 7 dimensions of workplace health. Yeah. All right, so how this industrial safety that you learn in this class, industrial safety and emergency response, related to occupational safety. So occupational safety is a multidisciplinary field. So industrial safety is very important because you guys will work in the industry. Industry means not just manufacturer. It can cover of like more than that. You will cover a lots of workplace. For example, you will be in the educations, you will be in the manufacturing companies, you will work in the insurance companies, and any other types of companies lah, yang related to the industries. So why you have to understand the topic very well, because as a human capital representative ataupun human capital executive, it is very important for you to have or to produce a safe and healthy working environment to make sure that all of the workers in the company get ataupun will have feeling ataupun will feel safe, and then they will work effectively, efficiently, and it will produce a better outcome to the company. Okay. And then why emergency response is very important? Because emergency response is something that you have to do in case of emergency. So throughout this class, we will provide you with more materials about the emergency response so that you will understand how to respond if in case of emergency. Emergency can be in anything. You can be like, for example, nowadays kita ada pandemic COVID-19. This is also sort of emergency. So how the company need to face the COVID-19, because nowadays, for example, you have just only 30% of your staff being allowed to come to the office, yeah, not all. So jadi how you want to make sure that the productivity is maintained, but the workers is only 30% at the office and the rest at home. How you want to make sure that at home they also working at home and things like that. So this is kind of emergency response that you need to have in your mind while we are having this pandemic problems. Yeah. And then we also have like natural disaster, for example, banjir ataupun flooding, kan? So in case of flooding, what will happen to your companies? What will happen to your workers? How they want to come to work? What supports that you can give to them? And then in case of kebakaran, for example, fire, or anything, natural disasters. For example, we have tsunamis, we have, kalau kat Malaysia, if in Malaysia we don't have volcanic or eruptions lah, but we do have this earthquake, for example. So how we want to react to that. Okay, so occupational safety is everyone's business. Like what I have in this picture is like a ship. So everyone has a responsibility to contribute to the occupational safety. So the top management tu dia dekat apa tu bangunan yang kat sebelah tu jauh tu adalah ni apa rumah api something like that. That the top management or the enabler will monitor, will decide on the policy, the goals of the company and things like that. So jadi everyone has their own responsibility towards contributions towards occupational safety in the workplace. Okay, so this is some information for you. Define what is defined by occupational health by ILO and WHO is we have to promote and maintain the highest degree of physical, mental and social well-being of the workers. We have to protect the workers. We have to prevent the workers from any dangerous occurrence ataupun any dangerous hazards. And then we have to place and maintain them in a very good working conditions. Okay, so this is important for us to understand how the factors, we have intrinsic factors and extrinsic factors, influence our occupational performance and also occupational safety. All right, so we have intrinsic factors ni ourselves lah, physiological, cognitive. For example, where we belong, where we brought up, we have our own attitude, we have our own perceptions. That is our intrinsic factors. These intrinsic factors also influenced by our roles. For example, we are the son or the daughter of someone, we are the mates of someone, we are the friends of someone. So the roles and also intrinsic factors influence our reactions towards what we are doing in our workplace. Yeah. And then we also have these extrinsic factors, the environmental factors that we cannot control. We can control ourselves, okay? We can control ourselves, but we cannot control the environment. So in order to cope with the situations, we have to change or we have to adapt to the situations. So what we have to do in ourselves is we have to make sure that we accept as it is, we relax, we cool, we more to have a less stress environment, because we cannot change the environment, but we will able to change the environment in terms of we can provide more support systems to workers, we can have more awareness campaign, for example, so that kind of things. Okay, so these two factors will influence your occupational safety performance, how the person will respond towards safety, whether, for example, in the workplace as a human resource ataupun human capital executive, you ask them to wear PPE or personal protective equipment. You ask them to wear masks, for example. So whether the workers want to wear or not will be influenced by these two factors, the intrinsic factors of the person as well as the extrinsic factors of the environment. So you have to understand how these two react. Okay, so these are some of the data that I think you can read through nanti. How significant is the accident related to work? This is in Malaysia. So the current accident rate in our country is 2.71 for every 1,000 workers. Occupational accident rates mean that setiap 1,000 orang pekerja berlaku kemalangan sebanyak 3 orang. 3 orang daripada mereka mengalami kemalangan, at the accident rate. And then fatality rate, kematian, 3.83 for each 100,000 workers. Means that setiap 100,000 pekerja terdapat berlakunya kematian sebanyak 4 orang. Okay, even though this can be considered low, but it affects the performance ataupun the company performance very much. And then this slide shows you the age of the workers who are affected by most of the occupational disease and occupational hazard. Most of them aged between 20 to 40 years old. Yeah. And then some of them will be affected at the elderly at the age of 50 to 59. So the youngsters will be affected more. Yeah. And then this is the example of the disease. We have the highest ialah occupational noise related hearing disorder, which is about 1006. This is in 2019 only. And then which industries that are affected by this disease is pengilangan ataupun manufacturing, and followed by others kind of industry. Okay, where the hazard at the workplace come from? It can be from your premises, from your practice, from the physical characteristic, from the attitude of your workers, from the attitude of the management. So it can be from everywhere. Yeah. And then these are the two important informations about safety and health hazards. And then when we talk about occupational health, we always talk about hazard and risk. So these are the two important things. I think most of you understand already about the concept of hazard. Hazard is something that can or potential to harm you. For example, in this picture, the shark has the potential to cause hazard to you. And the risk is the likelihood of a hazard causing a harm to you. Yeah. So for example, if you just looking at the sharks from the pantai, from the shore, from the seashore tu tak ada masalah lah. From the kapal, for example, from the yacht. But if you are swimming with the fish or the shark, then the risk will be very much higher. Yeah. So the hazard together will be the likelihood and severity will determine the risk. Yeah. Likelihood kebarangkalian, severity islah kadar keterukan ataupun how dangerous or how high, how or how severe it is, how teruk it is, keterukan. So these two elements will determine the risk. Yeah. Okay, in this picture, can you identify the hazards? What could possibly the hazard? Ada sesiapa tahu? Anyone? In this cartoon, what are the hazards? Can you identify?
Lava.
Lava.
The lava.
All right, volcanic eruption. Pandai, yes. The hazard is the volcanic eruptions. And then how could the person minimize the risk? Dia nak terjun juga. She want to jump. I don't know why she want to jump to the volcanic eruptions, but how she can minimize the risk?
Wear PPE.
PPE, yes. For one example here is PPE. And another one, anyone? Any suggestions?
Lompat jauh sikit tu.
Lompatlah jauh sikit kan. Okay, you go further away lah from these volcanic eruptions. Okay, I guess I agree with the second one lah. Okay, these are just only a small, simple example of the difference between the hazard and also the risk. Okay, one of the aspect that we can control the risk. Yeah. So how we can control the risk? I think you guys still remember the hierarchy of control. We have this elimination, substitute, modify, isolate, and also the last one is the use of PPE. This example, contohnya the hazard ialah the dog. The risk ialah being bitten by the dog. So jadi how we want to reduce the risk. One of it ialah eliminate. I think this is a criminal against animals. I don't really like it. Okay, this is not an option for me. Substitute, dia kata. Okay, substitute. Maybe you replace the dog with the cats, for example. Modify the system where you can provide barrier, you can put the dogs in the shelter, in their own house, quite far from you. And then isolate the hazard, isolate the dog, for example, or use administrative control, for example. Maybe you can provide a system to cater the dogs, and then the last one is use PPE. Macam ni dia kata dia pakai boot, for example. So this is only the cartoon. It's not a good example of cartoon, but I just want, it's quite funny for me, but I just want to share with you. This is how we want to control the risk. Okay, another one is what we want to do, what I want you to understand is work-related disease in the workplace is influenced by the worker's susceptibility and workplace factors. So the worker susceptibility ni, it depends on you yourself, your genetic factors, whether you have a disease, your lifestyle, whether you have adequate exercise, your age. This will determine your susceptibility ataupun kebolehan you mendapat penyakit, susceptible, susceptible to the work related disease. And then it also influenced by the workplace factors. The workplace factors, for example, the durations of exposure, how long that you exposed to the risk in the workplace. For example, you have to work like more than 8 hours per day. Sebabnya production tengah tinggi, productions is high at that time, then you have to take overtime. So you will work like maybe 12 to 16 hours. Then you have a high durations to exposure. And then you also have some problems. For example, you are asthmatic person. So when you have asthma and then you are exposed to a very long exposure, long time exposure, then it will worsen the conditions of yourself. And then this will create the work-related disease. Maybe you can have the possibility to get respiratory problems. You can get possible to get cancer or something like that. And then the timing of exposure, the magnitude of exposure, multiplicity of exposure, and physical properties in the workplace. So these are the two factors that will influence workers how they can get the work-related disease. Okay, I think we almost done. The last slide ni, I want to show you the workplace health model. This is by the CDC. The CDC, disease control preventions. They provide you with the workplace health model. So how we want to have a very good workplace health model. The first one is we have to assess. We have to do some assessment to the individual of the workers in your workplace, to the organizational, to the community. And then we also have to planning and management for the leadership supports, workplace health improvement plan, and then implementations. We need a programs. For example, for this emergency response, we need to do this like fire drill. We need to do trainings. We need to teach the workers how to react when we have this emergency. And then the last one is we have to evaluate. We have to evaluate the productivity of the workers, the cost, and then how the programs that we do improve the health outcomes of our workers in the company. Okay, I think so. As a conclusions, okay, what you can conclude, how important is occupational safety to you? How important is this topic to you? Soalan Cik Pumas, how important is this topic to you? Is it very important for you as one of the representative in human capital management? Do you think it will help you?
Yes, it's very
Yes.
important because we need to take care of the workers and
Okay.
in the company.
Alright, okay, to take care of the workers. Siapa cakap tadi tu?
Nur Khairina.
Nur Khairina. Okay, thank you Nur Khairina. And then Siti Rahia kata very important as HR practitioner. Importance in terms of, kenapa penting? Why is it important?
Nanti tak ada orang nak kerja.
Okay, ada orang apa? Dengar ujung-ujung aja.
Nak jaga safety.
Nak jaga safety here. Okay, to take care the employee safety. Okay.
Employee boleh sue company.
Okay, that's good. Employee boleh sue company. Yes, that is correct. I experience, just to share with you, it may not be related to the topics. This company is very big company. It's one of the biggest airlines in the country. What happened is they hire workers and then they provide the workers with the PPE, protective equipment. They provide you with the boots, they give you overall, coverall, they give you a ear plug, ear muff. At the end of the day, at the end of the month, when the people get the salary, they will cut the salary for the PPE that they provided for the workers. So I guess this is not fair. And then in the law pun tak boleh. You cannot charge the workers of the safety equipment that you provide to them. This is wrong, okay? But it happened in Malaysia, as in one big company, a well-known company. So this is their practice towards safety and health. So as a human resource capital, you are the important person. We really need a kind of people like you who are really aware about occupational safety and health to come to the company and to really have this attitude that to make sure safety is the first element importance that we need to taking care, because this is the human capital where you invest. Yeah, you invest your money, you invest your company towards producing a very good human capital, so that you will have you have less absenteeism, your workers are happy, kan? When people are happy, they will work for you like 24/7. Okay, even if they are happy with the company, they will give 100% commitment. So that is what we want. So this is what from my experience, one of it that I think shouldn't be in Malaysia, because we are currently moving towards developed country. So this practice is not accepted lah. Alright. Okay, so lagi Sanjita kata it's very important as we need to always prepare for any risk. Okay, alright, great. Thank you very much for your participations in the class. Do you have any more questions about the topics? Any questions yang tak related pun tak apa about the delivery of the class?
Betul.
Yep.
Macam kalau vaksin kan, ada orang yang kena, macam employee tu kena ambil, company kena provide kan. Tapi sebabkan vaksin ni, dia tak 100% tahu ada side effect ke tak. So if let's say the employee dah ambil, lepas tu dia ada side effect, so company tu macam mana? Organisation macam mana deal with the issue?
Okay, dia ambil vaksin, lepas tu ada effect.
Ya, side effect macam apa?
Effect.
Ya.
Lepas tu soalannya is macam mana company tu?
Contoh dia ada sebabkan company tu wajibkan setiap orang untuk ambil vaksin. So bila employee tu dia dipaksa oleh organisation company untuk ambil, lepas tu dia ada side effect. Lepas tu macam mana tu?
Okay, alright. Okay, I guess I don't have a specific answer for that question, but because the vaccine is quite new, we are not so sure how our body will respond, and everyone is also not so sure about the effects. Yeah. So after all, the vaccines, the effects of the vaccine, it depends on our own body, of our own body system. If let's say after taking the vaccines, the workers showing some effects, side effects. So as a company, we also need to provide support to them. Means that you have to give them more sick leave, yeah, so that they can have a rest, or maybe you can provide medical care for them, yeah. But anyway, if I guess in our condition right now, the company can claims from the government or from the respective agencies, yeah. So it's not really a problem, yeah. So I think we really need to support and understand our workers lah. We cannot simply macam expel dia ataupun ask them to leave the company. That is unacceptable lah to me, yeah. But sometimes the company is doing that, yeah? To those workers who are not fit enough to be the workers, they will just ask them to leave the company. But that is not a good practice. Maybe we can just shift them to a kind of less more simple work for them. We have to support lah. We as a company, we really need to support because our aim as an organization is not just to gain profit, but it's our social responsibility. Like just now that we show you the slides, one of the wellness dimension is the social responsibility that the company has to meet. But not many companies realize that they have their role to play as a community, social tadi. I hope that I answer your questions, Ian.
Yeah, Doctor. Thank you.
Okay, right. Thank you very much for the questions. Any more questions? Okay, rasanya tak ada. Okay, bagus you all ni. Okay, alright. So I really want to have more fun. I mean, I guess in future can